This is a Brooklyn-bound 2 train. The next stop is Wall Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Welcome back, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. This is Not Your Advisor with NYU Grad. Welcome back on Friday, February 14th. Let's jump right in. This is episode 386. Taking a quick look at breadth, we had 742 new highs versus 158 new lows today. 54% were advancing versus 42% declining. 39% were below the 50-day, and 40% were below the 200-day moving average. The Dow was pressured by names like Procter & Gamble today. It was down 165 points, or 0.37%. The Nasdaq led the way, mainly by Apple and Nvidia and Meta. Those three were really carrying the load. And just as a reminder, names like Nvidia are in the Dow, the Nasdaq, and the S&P. So if Nvidia was not up 2.6%, if Apple and Meta were not up today, I suspect it would have been a pretty bad session on the Nasdaq, as well as even further on the Dow and the S&P. Taking a quick look at the group performance for the day, and then I'll go through the week ended. For the one-day performance, tech led the way, up 0.46, communication services up 0.4, consumer cyclical 0.25%, with financial energy was a nothing burger. To the downside, you had consumer defensive and healthcare down 1%, basic materials was down 0.6, utilities down 0.4, real estate down 0.3, and industrials down 0.15. For the 1 week performance, tech led the way. It was up 3.1%. Communication services for the week was up 2.25%. Consumer cyclical, basic materials, and consumer defensive were up about 1.5%. Energy for the week was up 1.1%. Utilities up 0.74%. Real estate 0.3%. Financials 0.34%. So when you take a look at the week, the only loser really was healthcare, down 1.1%. What else did I want to kind of talk about that stood out? It was a very low volume day. It was like when I was looking at 3:50 p.m., there was less than 20 million shares on the SPY traded. We closed the session, 24 million shares traded on the SPY. That is half of the declining. Every day it's declining, the average daily volume. But right now, it's the average daily volume is just at 47 million shares. So we're less than half the average session. Basically, the market, if you traded today, you were trading against robots and algos. What was strong and what was weak in the S&P and the Nasdaq? In the S&P, we had Airbnb off of earnings up 14%, SMCI up 13%, Wynn Resorts was up 9.7%, West Pharmaceutical, weren't they just down yesterday? Up 7.6%, Dexcom 6%, Paramount Global 4.5%, Howmet Aerospace 4.4%, Celanese 4.2%, Micron 4%, Dell 3%.
And to all our listeners out there, don't forget to subscribe to NotYourAdvisor.com for more deep dives just like this. We're here to help you navigate the crazy world of finance and investing.
You'll find tons of information and analysis to help you navigate these crazy times. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged.